to WRPB and WRPB Studios. So I don't know if you guys remembered, a while back I had a young lady on here who did yoga, and she made me go to her yoga studio, and in my old age work on doing yoga. And actually I did pretty good because I was able to get off the floor. Not easy, but I got off the floor. With me is Holly LeBon,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Banyan Soul Yoga.
That's
Did I get it right?
Yep.
Try to get it out in the beginning. I told you that. So I don't mess up. All right. So, why did you get into this?
I started practicing about 18 years ago. I was a single mom. I had some back issues, and I just needed something to kind of get out of my head, get out of my life for a little while. And I fell into a yoga class, and I never turned back from there. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So you had issues with your back.
Mm-hmm.
Did it help that?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I felt the results right away. I had some lower back pain from lifting and just basic movements, and it helped right away just through the series of stretching and just pinpointing those spots in my body and just really bringing mindfulness to them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you were in pain
Mm-hmm.
going the first class.
Mm-hmm.
Was it hard, the first class?
I took it to my level, so
Okay.
it was definitely a challenge, but I was able to modify and kind of just do what I knew I needed to do and listen to my body, and I didn't overdo it. So that's
Now,
what it's
how long are you
about.
doing this?
For 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So you get into this, one, because you had your own pains and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and two is because, and maybe I'll get this wrong, psychologically you felt there was going to be a benefit?
Mm-hmm. It was just stress, anxiety, daily life, daily living. I just needed to kind of find a way to decompress and get through all that.
And I don't know that most people understand that. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't understand the, for lack of a better word, the function of yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take someone like me who is older than dirt, has only 60% lung function,
Mm-hmm.
had a heart attack and bypass, had 2 strokes. Can I still do yoga?
Of course, everybody can do yoga. Yes, it's not so much about the poses and flexibility. It's about mobility and treating anxiety. Anxiety is a killer. Stress, anxiety is a killer. So if you can learn to breathe, especially with your limited lung function, you can start to breathe and start to pay attention to your breath, and that helps with anxiety and stress.
So yoga is more than just what we think, downward dog and whatever poses.
Hmm.
It's also breathing.
It's it's all breathing. That's
Is
the
it?
most important part of yoga is breath.
That's
Hmm.
interesting.
Hmm.
And because I've lost lung function,
Hmm.
I look at it as most of us take breathing for granted.
Hmm.
We breathe, we don't think about it.
You don't think about it.
Okay?
Hmm.
So when I see somebody doing a vape pen,
Hmm.
or when I go to see a show and they have smoke machines,
Hmm.
I realize how this is not really healthy for me. I don't
Right.
think our lungs are made to take in smoke in any fashion.
No.
So yoga is going to be about breathing
Mm-hmm.
more over than
It's
anything.
bringing awareness to the breath. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so you teach a class.
I do.
How long is the class?
So, my studio, we have our classes are an hour long.
Okay.
So, and we practice. We usually start with meditative breath work. We practice our breathing. We practice bringing the awareness and consciousness to our breath, and then we will move into some poses. And again, it's for every level. It's not about how flexible or how strong you are. It's just about moving your body and mobility.
How often? Okay, so I say, hey, sounds good. It might work for me. How often should one go to yoga?
We recommend starting to go at least twice a week, 2 or 3 times a week, and really to stick with that throughout and to stick with it forever.
Okay, so when you started,
Hmm.
you weren't teaching.
Mm-mm.
So how often were you going?
I started going about 2 or 3 times a week,
Okay.
sometimes up to 5 times a week,
Wow.
depending on how stressful the week was.
Okay. I mean, a lot of us work and stuff.
Hmm.
Do they find it hard to make time to go? I mean, I have a philosophy of you want to do something, you find a way to do
That's
it.
exactly it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
When are your classes?
So we have morning classes and evening classes. And the weekends we have Saturday and Sunday mornings. We do have a Sunday afternoon class at 4:30.
And
So,
during the week?
mm-hmm.
Same
Yep,
thing?
Monday through Friday. Yep.
So you teach, do you teach 7 days a week?
No, I have a team of about 10 instructors, all amazing instructors that are
Okay.
the best at what they do. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you, how often do you teach?
I teach 2 or 3 times a week,
Okay.
hmm
And the classes run about an hour.
an hour long.
Okay. So I say to you, hey, this is the issues I have. How do you make the yoga that I'm going to do, I don't want to say easy, but at least tolerable for someone who has the issues that I have?
hmm So it's really up to you to decide what is best for you and what is best for your body. But we will guide you through, the breath work, the meditative work, and then from there we'll start to move, slowly and just kind of test your mobility, see where you're at, and really for you to take it to wherever you're comfortable. So when our teachers teach a class, we'll teach a class, but it's really up to each student to kind of figure out where they are in their own journey and to take it to their level. And we offer modifications, we offer props, we offer chairs, we offer whatever anybody might need.
All right. So I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Mm-hmm.
Most people in the past looked at yoga mainly for women.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's changed.
That has definitely changed, yes.
Okay. Who's easier to deal with, the men or the women?
That's not. No, there's no answer to that. There's no answer to that.
I guess it's the commitment that they're willing to make.
Yeah, I mean, you get what you put into it.
Right.
So when you really commit yourself and dedicate the time to practice yoga, you're gonna get what you put into it out of it.
Do the people that go to your class, do they do it at home too?
Some do, yeah. Yep. So a lot. There is so many options to do virtual yoga, on-demand yoga, yoga at home. I think what the studio offers, though, is a community, shared a space with shared energy, and again, the expertise and knowledge of having an instructor helping you with your alignment, helping you with props, helping you with modifications, and things like that.
And the reason I ask that is because when I think about my yoga time that I went, I'm thinking that one, there's kind of a science to it,
hmm
and two is if you decide to do yoga and you do it wrong, you can get hurt.
I mean, there's always a possibility and the risk of getting hurt. But again, if you're listening to your body and you're tuning in to giving your body what you need, the chances of you getting hurt are very slim. It's all about really bringing awareness into your body and not pushing over your limits.
I'm like, again, for me, I thought it was so much more comfortable knowing that somebody was there
Mm-hmm.
who had the knowledge and the
Mm-hmm.
experience
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that I didn't do anything wrong or stupid.
Sure. If you're practicing yoga at home, there's the chance of becoming misaligned or to doing a pose that you need to have your body in a certain alignment in order to really get fully into the pose. So sometimes if you're doing that at home, you don't have that guidance. There
Right.
is a higher risk of getting hurt for sure.
Is there an age limit that
There is no age
compensates?
limit. No, I have taught people upwards in their 90s.
What about on the other end? What about
And lower, yeah, I've taught children. So
Okay.
yeah.
Do you think? I guess knowing the little bit I know,
Mhm.
you see a benefit for everybody.
Everybody, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I saw when I went was that someone elderly
Mhm.
would do their yoga in a chair.
Mhm.
Is
Mhm.
that like prevalent for older people?
It's it's not prevalent, but it is an option for older people, especially if they're having mobility issues. A chair is a great resource to use to help with balance, to help with to keep stability, and it's not always easy for everybody to go all the way down to the floor. So
That
a
would be me.
chair, a chair definitely comes in handy, and you can get the same benefits out of it. Really.
Can you?
Mhm.
I mean, not. Since you said you see where you could take your own body,
Mhm.
and I started on a chair,
Mhm.
but I felt like let me try to push myself, and I went. I did the floor stuff,
Mhm.
and I think I only went once, and I think the benefit for me was when I left there. The biggest benefit that I saw was the benefit of accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought I had all these issues and I wouldn't be able to do it,
Yep.
and I did it.
Yep.
So psychologically, there was a major benefit there.
Mm-hmm.
I also slept really well that night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the benefit doesn't end when you leave the dance, when you leave the
No.
yoga studio.
No, absolutely not. No,
Okay.
it's a slow. I had one of my mentors used to say, "We practice yoga in decades," which means you might not see the results in a day, an hour, a week. You see it in decades.
It's interesting because if you have an issue, it took you a long time to get there. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't change in 1 second.
That's right.
So it really, I'm going to guess that yoga is a journey, not a destination.
It is definitely.
Okay.
You'll definitely see and feel benefits right away. But if you commit to a practice and you stick with it, and as you grow older, you will definitely see the results more and more.
So we were talking in the green room. Does your husband do yoga?
He does not.
Okay. Is it that you don't convince him, or that he just works? Because he works a lot.
He works a lot, and yoga's not for everybody, so I don't push it onto everybody. I recommend it for everybody, but some people are, and I hear a lot, and I even hear it from my husband, that I'm not flexible enough to do yoga, which is kind of silly, because yoga's not about flexibility, it's about mobility.
So I have, because I'm older and been through whatever, I have almost no flexibility,
Mm-hmm.
and I have terrible mobility.
Mm-hmm.
But yet I did it,
Mm-hmm.
and again, the feeling of accomplishment was
Mhm.
amazing.
Mhm.
Okay, that's something that you can't buy.
Right.
Okay, and I think that we heal in our minds first. I think our bodies are meant to heal themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes we need a kickstart. But going to a doctor or whatever is not always going to be the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
And this might be a weird way to put it. Do you see, in your opinion, yoga as a medical benefit?
Oh, for sure. Um, as far as chronic pain, muscle pain, it definitely can benefit that. As far as like longevity, I know longevity is a kind of a buzzword in healthcare these days, because people want to live longer, healthier lives, and yoga is one way to do that.
Well, you mentioned something else prior,
Mm-hmm.
and we all live in a world of anxiety and stress,
Mm-hmm.
and yoga is a stress reliever
Oh, absolutely. Yes, through breath. Yep.
through breath.
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
so that's the segment of yoga that's so important for that end.
And bring mindfulness and finding the calm in the chaos.
And I will tell you this because it's what I've learned over the years. This world is all energy,
Mm-hmm.
and like I won't do an interview over Skype because when you sit across from me, we share this energy.
Mm-hmm. I
And
love that.
I I asked you 3 questions or 4 questions in the thing. I knew nothing about what you did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've had a lot of life experiences,
Mm-hmm.
but I learn about what you do through, I use the word intuitiveness,
Mm-hmm.
and energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's so important. And I kind of was thinking about the different forms of energy that we deal with. Yoga in a room with a bunch of people that are basically in a similar mindset when it comes to yoga.
Mm-hmm.
What about sound healing and vibration healing and that stuff?
All good stuff. All kind of part of it. Very synergetic
Okay.
with yoga. So the sound baths and sound therapy is definitely something that could go in conjunction with a yoga practice, and you just elevate those benefits even better.
It's really interesting. When we have our time, how do people find you? Do you have a website?
So I have a website. Yep,
Okay.
it's banyansoulyoga.com. We are on social media on Facebook, Instagram.
All right, I ask everybody this question.
Mhm.
So when you decided to start this,
Mhm.
did you have family support?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Yep.
I think that family support is one key factor in being successful in business.
Mhm.
You have a child?
I do.
One?
He's older. Yes.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
older. How
He's
much
20.
older?
He's 20.
Is he really?
Yep.
Something like when you were 2?
No, I just practice yoga.
Okay, so does he do yoga?
He does not either. No, sometimes, but
See,
not
and
often.
that's why
Yeah.
this is the problem. Men, and yes, I am one, are too foolish to do things because they think they're not manly, macho.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I went to look. I bucked going to see and do the yoga
Yep.
for 3 months.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
but I did it.
Mhm.
Okay, and finding the time to do it was more my issue than anything else.
Mhm.
But like I said inside, if you want to do something, you find a time and you make it.
It's exactly it. Yep.
Okay, um, we're foolish. We'll not go to the doctor. Well,
Mhm.
I'll reschedule my doctor's appointments a million times. That's
Mhm.
probably why I had a heart attack and strokes.
Mhm.
But I think, from my experience, it's definitely worth a try because it can't hurt you.
It can't hurt.
Okay,
And
and if you see the blessing for it, it's worth all the time in the world.
absolutely.
You have a phone number that people can reach you at?
I do. It's area code 772-202-3010.
And where's the studio?
It's in Stewart.
What part of Stewart?
It's right in Willoughby Commons,
Okay,
right off of Southeast Indian Street.
okay.
Yep.
Everybody, check them out. Check her out. Check out the studio. And she's gonna get mad at me for saying this, but like most, I don't think starting yoga is a DIY project. I think getting the right direction is going to help immensely and avoid a lot of problems. Holly, I want to thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you so
on.
much. I appreciate it.
Everybody will be right back.